Hi, so in this session we are going to move our code into functions. Okay, so what we had done so far is taking the input of the array and printing that array. So now we will take the input through a function, and after taking the input we will try to print our array through another function. Okay, so what I am suggesting here is, this is our code. We will be writing a function which will be take input. Its task will be to take the input of the array. So that means after taking the input of the array, it should return an array. So this is the integer return type and this is an integer array return type. Okay, so we are returning an array something like this, int and square brackets after that. Okay, so we are returning an array and this is the format or code which we have written for taking the input. What we will do is, we have moved the code here, scanner s equal to this, we have made an array here, we have taken all the elements input here. After that we will just return this array. Okay, since this is our array, we are returning an array here. This is the function for taking the input. Similarly, there will be a function which will just print the array. Since its task is just to print the array, we will make the function return type to be void. Okay, void will be the return type. Print array like this. What its task is, it takes an array as an input and it just prints that array. Okay, so we are going to move this code here and we are going to just print the array here. Okay, so this is our take input, this is our print array. So our overall code will look like that. Our array is coming out of take input function, and after that we are calling a print array function. We are passing an array here and it will just print that array. So first this function is called, which will take the input and you will get an array in this. After that we have called a print array where we pass this array and its task is to print the array. If you see closely, here an error is coming up that n cannot be resolved to a variable, and as we remember, n was here array size. So during the input you know what is n, but while you are printing, this function does not know that what is n. So n is actually array size. So in Java we have an array size like this. N is actually array dot length. So every array stores two things, which will be going further, that reference of this element, 0th element, and what is this length of the array. Okay, regarding the reference we will talk later, but every array has a property named length which tells that what is the size of this array. Okay, so now we know that what is this n? N is actually array dot length. Okay, so a perfect thing to do. Now since we know about length, we are going to take input and we are going to just print that array. All the things will remain same, just we have moved the code to the functional code. That means we have involved functions. Okay, let's try to run this array and let's try to run this code, and let's say our array size is 6. Enter element at 0th index, 10, 5, 2, 4, 10, 5, 2, 5, 3 and 7. So our array is 10, 5, 2, 5, 3, 7. So elements are printed correctly and elements are taken as an input correctly. Okay, so we have just moved the code into take input, which just returns the array after taking the input, and we have implemented a print array function through which array is passed and we just print that array. Okay, so a simple functional code. In the next session we are going to solve one problem in an array, and after that you will be solving few of the problems so that you get more clarity. What is happening behind this code, we will go in the later sessions. We are going to deep in every code, that how this array is passed, how this array is working, etc, etc. We are going to discuss in the further sessions. Don't worry, just see your code as a functional code, that in this we are getting an array and we are just printing that array, and here we are just taking the input of the array. Okay, so in the next session we are going to start with the problem solving. Make sure you understand this functional code. Okay, great. Thank you.